In the course of your weight loss journey, probably right at the beginning, you've had some great success. You know, the first couple weeks and maybe even the first couple months, you were able to hit the gym or do the cardio and really watch what you ate, and also restricted what you weren't allowed to eat, you know, the junk food. And because of all that, you had great success. However, eventually you kind of came up on a wall where you just weren't able to make any more progress. And there could be a reason why this happens, and it might not be what you are actually thinking. It might be the fact that you need to eat a little bit more and take a break from your diet. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how using a diet break can help you lose weight more long term, which is the goal. You know, the goal isn't to get lean fast. The goal is to get lean and stay lean and healthy for the long term. And so there are periods of time where you need to kind of have a maintenance break. So today I'm a little bit reminded of like a bear who, you know, during the summertime will eat as much as it can eat, as many berries as it can find, and it just kind of builds as much fat on its body as it can so that it can be sustained during its period of hibernation in the wintertime. And when the bear hibernates, what it does is its body slows down, the heart rate slows down, and the metabolism slows down, and then it goes into a deep sleep. But whenever it comes out of hibernation, it comes out of hibernation in the springtime when everything's in bloom and the food is more in abundance, and it starts to eat berries again. And what that does is it starts to start its metabolism and get its heart rate going again. And it allows the bear to actually have more energy. If you've been on a diet for a sustained amount of time, chances are your body is kind of going into its human hibernation. And that human hibernation is telling the body to slow down. So it's naturally slowing its metabolism down. So no matter how much you work out, you're kind of working against the nature. So this is where a diet break will actually work like a false spring. When you start to eat again, your body starts to say, oh, there's more food available. And because there's more food available, we can start that metabolism up again. And once that metabolism gets going, you're ready to go ahead and start burning more calories and losing weight. So you kind of want to have these periodic diet breaks to allow your body to get a certain level of equilibrium and then go to the next level. And a diet break, like I said, it's kind of like a practice session for whenever you get to your ideal body weight, because once you get to your ideal body weight, you're not going to go back to your same eating patterns, or at least I hope not, because if you do, that's when you would actually start to gain the weight again, and you would kind of start a yo-yo effect. And the goal isn't to do that. The goal is to kind of get to where you want to be and actually be able to live there socially, but healthy and well. So that's what we're talking about today. So when you take your diet break, what you want to do is kind of think of the 80-20 rule. Still continue to eat whole grain and nutrient-dense foods about 80% of the time. But the other 20% of the time, allow yourself the opportunity to go ahead and eat a pizza or a piece of cake. You know, just those things that kind of stimulate your body. And it's also, you know, good for you too to not be in deprivation all the time. One of the things I think you should consider as well is use the calendar as a way to help you in this process. In the wintertime, like we can see right here, it's kind of hard to really be motivated to get outside when there's a lot of snow and it's cold and it gets dark at 4 o'clock. That's a perfect time to leverage the weather and the season to use your diet break. Quite honestly, the seasonal affective disorder is a real thing. And when you're allowing yourself to have a little bit of those privileges with food, it kind of makes you feel a little bit better. And it's a great time to feel better when you're locked indoors more than you are in the summertime. The other thing is you're a little bit more motivated come springtime to get back to it if you're not depriving yourself and making yourself miserable all winter long. So that's the other value of having a diet break. Again, I've kind of hit on this a couple times about how this journey is a marathon. not a sprint. And think of a marathon runner. Even the best in the world, whenever they run their races, they don't do it without water, without nourishment. Think of your diet break as your watering station. The places where you have to periodically take your breaks to allow your body to readjust so that you can continue to get to the ultimate goal, which is the finish line, and not just have these stops along the way that hold you up. And when you start your diet break, you might actually see the scale go back up 2 to 5 pounds. And that's okay. It's just the water in your body and the stored glycogen going back into your muscles. And this is a good thing. This is your body saying that it's noticing that there's food available and it's starting to replenish and get its energy back. But don't let that bump in the scale scare you back into a calorie deficit too soon. You really do want to take your diet break. Now, these diet breaks can be anywhere from 1 to 2 to 4 weeks long, depending on what you want to do. For me, quite honestly, I think I've done it all winter. I kind of think it's just it ended up happening naturally. I didn't do it on purpose, but I haven't really had a whole lot of success. It's kind of hard to burn larger amounts of calories in the wintertime, and it's a little bit easier to, eat a little bit more sourdough bread instead of whole grain bread, or get a little too much dark chocolate. And even now and then I had a soda probably more frequently than I normally would have last summer. But that being said, I am getting ready to, with spring here shortly breaking, getting ready to start back up again. And I wanted to open up the opportunity, if there's anyone out there who seriously wants to lose some weight this year, whether you've taken a diet break this winter or whether you just want to start for the first time. If you'd like to get in touch with me, I'd love to be able to help you get the first steps on your journey. And I have a link below where you can schedule a call. And in exchange, I'd just like to know how I can make this channel better, what videos I could do, and what other things I can offer to help people our age, older, younger, whatever the case may be, to make sure they can have wellness well into their later years and enjoy their life and their friends, their family, and whatever it is that they want to do. And if you're not interested in the phone call, as always, we'd ask that you'd share, like, subscribe, and help our channel grow that way as well, because YouTube will take notice and we appreciate it.